So for my final project here in Keyboard Lab, I decided to make a cover of the theme to Netflix's Stranger Things. And although traditionally the title of pop tune would go to something that is more played on the radio, like a Katy Perry song or something, I decided to stretch that definition to something that's in popular culture, something that people who are familiar with that source material can hear and instantly recognize and know exactly what this is from. And so I decided to lean more towards the theme of like a show or a movie, or just an instrumental song in general, because I know as a child growing up, when I decided to explore music making beyond my school repertoire, that's where I started. I learned themes to video games and TV shows and even a little bit of some movies. So I feel like going into instrumental music in the popular culture could be a really great way to expand traditional school repertoire. And with the Stranger Things theme song specifically, I was able to dissect how, in some ways, yes, it is easy to learn note-wise, but there are certain thematic elements that are thrown in to kind of give it the nostalgic, sort of horror retro vibe that the show is well known for. So I'm excited to further break that down as I continue with this project. So throughout this morning, I was listening to some covers from both piano and other instruments to see what sort of form I wanted to do for the piece. So these are just some of my notes here, and I'm going to actually lay them out here on this piece of paper. So let's get to it. So here we have the finished product for my song form. It'll make more sense once I translate it into sheet music, and I'll be sure to include that. This is just a visual representation that'll help me personally. And additionally, right now, this is just an arrangement for a solo piano, and I want to try and see if I can take this and create a duet for a piano and perhaps a violin or viola as well. Now we're moving on to translating my composition into sheet music notation. I'm using MUE score to accomplish this, as this is what I'm most familiar with. I am probably going to do viola and piano just because it's what I'm more comfortable with as a string player. And so let's see. For the piano part of my arrangement, the most difficult part is keeping steady 16th notes throughout. And that is something that I encountered even when recording. And then you can see the accompanying viola part. It is pretty basic, as the piano is meant to be the primary star of the piece. And here we have the full score with both parts. Again, you kind of see that the piano does most of the movement, and when the viola does come in with the melody, it's for the most part just long tones. It's meant to blend with the sound of the piano.